Forget New Year's resolutions and try these 4 steps to making change a success. Hello, my love. Here we are, and the holidays are over, and we're already in the last full week of the first month of a brand new year. How's 2017 treating you so far? This week marks 18 years since I arrived in San Francisco, fresh-faced and so very excited for the road ahead, the dream unfolding. Today, though I remember the 34-year-old girl who arrived here, it seems like lifetimes ago, as I sit now in my 50th year on the planet. So many memories, feelings and emotions that have me reflecting, wondering and wandering. My life and body are so very different today. Pretty much nothing is the same, from how I look to how I think, where and how I live, and with whom. I also no longer make New Year's resolutions. I gave them up on December 21st, 2001, the day I walked out of the life I planned for the life that was waiting for me. They hadn't worked for me so far, and with my resurrection from the fire, I declared I would no longer do things that either didn't work and or make me feel good. New Year's resolutions, for me, failed on both counts. I also wondered about you and how resolutions show up in your life. Did you make any this year? Do you generally make them? How about keeping them? Do you keep your resolutions? If you do keep them, or if you make them, and you keep them, if you make them and you don't keep them, you're not alone. According to the study by the University of Scranton in 2014, 46% of Americans make resolutions, and of those that do, only 8% keep them. In fact, by the end of January, just a week from now, the report claims 36% have let their resolutions slide. So just under half of us make them, and then only 8 of those who do are successful. I don't know about you, but I'm not keen on those odds. I like a little more success and return on investment than 8%. But then I gave up resolutions 16 years ago when I started a different course in my life, and no matter what the odds, I'm never going back to that failed system. But for now, let's put the resolutions aside. We know they don't work for most of us, and stick to the topic of success. We can plot and plan all year, but results come from taking action. And that's where failing comes in. You can't fail if you're not taking action. It's rare that we ever learn anything without making mistakes. It takes practice to perfect even the simple things. Remember learning to tell the time or tie your shoelaces and tie? Yes, we wore uniforms with ties and blazers, and even hats. It was our school uniform. You can see a picture in the article. Think about it. How many times did your mum or whomever was teaching you smile as you fumbled and they then had to show you yet again? What if you'd given up? What if they'd given up? You'd be wearing slip-on shoes today and forever. But you didn't give up, and now you can tie your laces in your sleep. Of course, telling the time's less important with the advent of the digital clock, but every now and then we have to tell the time with the clock. Imagine if we threw our hands up and said we couldn't do it because we'd tried one too many times. Perhaps in reality, we need to fail just one more time to get one more failure closer to success. As Thomas Edison so eloquently said, he didn't fail. He just found 10,000 ways that didn't work. What if you shifted your perception of failure to see it like Edison did? Not as failure, but weeding out the ways that don't work in order to find the ones that do. When I was learning to ride, our teacher told me and my brother that we were not real riders until we'd fallen off 7 times. She made what could be seen as a failure, falling off, to be another step towards success. Do you see how different it might be if we took my riding teacher's advice and made every fall another notch on the success pole? Around the world, riding instructors teach this theory. The number of falls may change, but all say the same. If you're not falling, the chances are you're not riding much either. And real riders ride. And when you ride, you fall off. I share with you because I know that when we invite in change, most especially at the New Year, it's rare for it to go as planned. And then when we do fall, we generally feel ashamed, embarrassed, and, well, like a failure. I think we can all agree that no one likes feeling like this. And no month smells like failure more than January. Did you make a resolution only to break it? Perhaps you spend more time and energy beating yourself up about that than it would take to make the change. This is very human behaviour. These are traits we all have, even when we look like we have it together. I don't want you to get down on yourself if you said you would stop or start something and either didn't get off the starting block or have already fallen. You're not a failure, my love. You may be one or two falls away from triumphing, or maybe you're on the sideline, but you're never a failure. Because at any time you can make one choice, to get back up or to finally get on the starting block. I've always loved the Chinese proverb, fall down 7, get up 7. It's not in our falling down that we fail. Our failure lies in not getting up after we fall. Falling's all part of this walk of life, and when we embrace it and even plan for it, as in how we will get up when we fall rather than planning the fall itself, then we have a much bigger chance of success than a measly 8%. Our character's never more alive than when picking ourselves up. I grew up being told to pick myself up and dust myself off and get on with it. Onward and upward they would chorus, stiff upper lip and all that jazz. So it's not in our falling that our character develops, but rather it is in how we get up after we fall. And the fact that time after time we keep getting up only to fall again, and get up again, and fall. You get the picture. Life is a series of ups and downs, and we can resist, but they will persist. Better to ride them than let them ride you. If you ever smoked, ate sugar, or loved wine and cheese and tried to give them up, you're probably very familiar with the gaps between intention, action, and success. Samaj always says it took him many attempts with varying success over a few years to finally give up smoking. He gave up many times, he said, and each time he truly meant it. And most times he started again, until the very last attempt, when it stuck and he was done. We've both been through this. But then one day you get up after many falls and you just don't fall down again, at least with that particular thing. Falls are part of the journey, remember? So today I wanted to get the conversation about adding in failure for success with you started, to encourage you to be kind to yourself as you invite change into your life. Resolutions make their rounds for the first month of a year, but change can happen any moment, any time. Sometimes it will take, sometimes it won't. That doesn't matter. But what does matter is how you get back up. But I guess you get that by now. That being said, failure is not easy for me. And I'm sure it's probably not for you either. But it is part of success. And every time we get back up, we're stronger than when we fell down. Failure builds our muscles as well as our character. Fortunately, falling is not the only way we get stronger and build the character muscles. You can check out what Samaj has to say about this on a podcast we recorded together a couple of years ago. In the show, we share a step-by-step guide to failing for success. It was one of the first shows we recorded. I love having him on the show, and I think you will as well. You can get that link in the article. Now, getting back to building character or those challenging times, for me, the most defining practice to boost my courage, stamina and vitality has been Kundalini Yoga. Perhaps you've been promising to start your yoga practice or have even been planning to get back to it. And maybe you're still waiting for your practice to begin. Here's the secret to starting your practice. It all starts when you do. You don't have to commit to doing it every day. Just get today's practice done and let tomorrow unfold, as the saying goes. Try the sweet introduction to Kundalini Yoga class with me and feel the difference after your first class. Don't take my word for it. Join the 83,000 people who have done this class and loved it. Emily said, "My first time doing Kundalini. I love it." It's what I call love at first practice. Perhaps it'll be the same for you, like it was for me and Emily. Perhaps not. But you'll never know if you don't try. And though you can't fail at this, even if you could, we have that part covered too. So fear of failing just won't cut it anymore. Just do it, my love, if you've got an inkling to do so. Whether it's your first time practicing yoga or you're a seasoned practitioner, this kriya will leave you feeling so good. We filmed this one on the farm by the pool. It's so pretty and sunny. And thank goodness we've once again passed winter solstice and the light is returning minute by minute each day. Perhaps it's time to let a little light into your life. One of my themes this year is to lighten up. I come back to this one every couple of years. There's always room for me to be lighter and softer. I get serious and I'd like to be lighter. I better fail a few times with this one and I'll learn to be more okay with it as it flexes my character muscles. What about you? Can you imagine a little place for falling and getting up in your life? I'd love to know how planning in more failure might make a difference as you invite lasting change into your life. I love hearing your comments and getting your messages. The virtual world can be lonely without them. I'm so grateful we all start this year out together. Alone we can do so much. Together we can do so much more. Side by side we will walk and fall, and we will proffer our hands to get back up and dust one another off. I'm sending you buckets of love. May this be the year of change by changing what you do in your year. Add in some plans to fail and see how it works for you. Then come back and share your tales with me. Stay in touch, my love. This is Shiv Charankar with OneWomanRevolution.tv. There is a One Woman Revolution inside all of us. You can see this original article on medium.com and Shivi Cook. And come and join us at OneWomanRevolution.tv and stay in touch with us, or come over to YouTube to Shivi Cook. And we have over 400 videos over there with yoga, lifestyle tips, and vegan food recipes, and more being added all the time. This is your time to bloom, my love, and you're the one to make that choice. Welcome to your One Woman Revolution. It's inside every single one of us, man, woman, and child. Sat Nam, and goodbye for now. I'll see you on the other side.